Hello friend, welcome to all of you. We are looking here SYBCom Business Economics Macro Semester 4 and Chapter number 1 Money. In the previous lecture we discussed about the demand for money, the classical approach, and this lecture we study the Keynesian approach demand for money. So in this chapter number 1 there are the many points. 1.1 the meaning and function we already studied, then the 1.2 demand for money and classical approach we studied into the previous lecture. Today's lecture we discuss the Keynesian approach demand for money and then supply of money, credit, creation of commercial bank, then measures of the RBI, M1 to M4, and then the credit control methods, value of money and quantity theory of money. So then the cash balance approach of Marshall, Pigou, Robertson and Keynes. So demand for money, there are the two approaches, the classical approach, the Keynesian approach. So Keynesian approach discussed in this lecture particularly. So the previous classical economists, Adam Smith, Ricardo, these people, they explained that the demand for money for only one purpose, it's a medium of exchange. They looking only one function of money is the medium of exchange. So the cash form of money is called the liquidity, and Keynes given the preference to this liquidity. People lacking the whole money in their hand in cash form, it's called the liquidity preference. So people are preference liquidity in their hand means the cash in hand. The money when held in the form of cash, there is a riskless asset, can be converted in any other form of the asset without loss and without the difficulty. In given amount of money, how much does a person or economic agent prefer the keep as a liquid cash, and what motive want to keep this liquid money, they explained by the liquidity preference theory. So what is the motive of the people preference cash in hand, explained by the J.M. Keynes. So John Maynard Keynes is explained the liquidity preference concept in his book The General Theory of Employment, Interest and Money in 1936, and he explained the functional relation between quantity of money demanded and the factor determined the quantity of money relation. So demand for money. So what is meant by demand for money? According to Keynes, money held in the cash form is the easiest and the most convenient form, and it can be used meet our need directly. As mentioned above, the holding money or cash does not involve any risk and any loss of the asset, and it easily convert into the any form of the asset. To include the people, they invest it in other assets such bond, debenture, bills, exchange. They need to the reward for the risk, and they are taking and sacrificing their taking of the putting away of their preference. So the getting the reward, getting the benefit and profit, they try to sacrifice their cash holding. So this reward known as the interest rate is given for the parting with the liquidity. So people hold money in their hand when the rate of interest is very low, but when the rate of interest is high, that time they hold less cash and deposit money into the bank. So the higher preference of the people hold money, the higher interest rate, and vice versa. So thus rate of interest is determined the demand and supply of money according to liquidity preference theory of Keynes. The supply of money is determined by the central bank or such agencies designed by it. Wherever the demand for money arises, there is the preference of people hold money in liquid form. So people hold money in liquid form in their hand. So demand for money again according to Keynes, the people prefer to keep least part of the money in the liquid form in the various reasons. He listed the reason under the broad motives why the people hold money in their hand. So according to Keynes, there are the three motives: the transaction motive, precautionary motive, and the speculative motive hold money in their hand. So first of all, we discuss the transaction motive. So what is a transaction motive? So transaction motive, every individual economic agent need money in liquid form and to meet his day-to-day transactions such buying food, medicine, the transportation and other needs. The amount of money preferred to keep liquid form to meet his day-to-day transaction and his need. So individual also hold money for transaction purpose, and it is depend upon the size of person income. The size of person income is the less, that time he hold more money. The length of the time between the two income, if there is a more time between the two income, the people hold more money in their hand. And spending habit, some of the people use cash and there are more prefer to the spending, that's why they need the cash. The methods of the payment, how the methods of payment in the digital form or cash transaction, the people need the cash money for the cash transaction. So such as online payment, bank transaction including payment through the check, etc. amount of the money, individual keep the liquid form will be less. So individual have the motive, transaction motive, hold money in their hand. Transaction motive is also for the businessman. The businessman also have the transaction motive in their business. Thus we can put the transaction motive money. The TM is a function of Y. Here is the DM is a transaction demand for money. So demand for money for transaction purpose is the function of Y, means the income, and Y stand for the money income. So the transaction motive, the broken down into the two part, the income motive and the business motive. So under the business, the people need day to day their expenses, the expenses of the raw material price, daily wages, workers payment, and the stationery and many others, the purchasing of the material and tools. So businessmen also hold some money in their hand for transaction motive. The second is the precautionary motive. So individual being the rational in the behavior keeps some money meet in enforcement of situation of emergency. So everybody holds some money for their emergency use. We also hold some money in our pocket for the emergency use. It's called the precautionary motive. So claims include the balance not earmarked for some defined expenditure shortly but held instead to provide for the continuous require of sudden expenditure and for unforeseen opportunities of advantages of purchase under is the heading. So under the Keynes precautionary motive, there is the unexpected expenditure will become, and therefore people hold money in their hand and they want to enforce opportunity of advantages and purchase something, so they hold some money for precaution purpose in their hand according to Keynes. The people are the uncertain about the fluctuation, the rising, the price, the spending, the amount for the goods. So they meet these uncertain and unforeseen of expenditure, they keep the some part of their income in liquid form, because there are the ups and downs in the income, there are the continuously spending, and income is the get to only once a time. So demand for money arises from the people meet to unforeseen or the emergency. So people hold money in their hand for emergencies, the contingencies and accident, and business firm safeguard their future as well as to take advantages of unanticipated advantages or opportunity is called the demand for money precaution purpose. So individual and firm hold money in their hand for precaution purpose for unexpected expenditure or some of the emergencies. It's called the precautionary motive. So this demand of precautionary is depend upon the nature of the person. Some people have habit the more saving, some people is the careless, so they not hold the money precautionary motive. Size of the income, the more size of the income or less size of the income. The foresightedness, some of the people looking to the future, so they have hold some money in precautionary purpose. Some of the people not looking for their future, so they not hold money in their hand for precautionary purpose. The next is the speculative motive. It is the very important motive, and this is the explained by the Keynes detail in his theory of liquidity preference. So the third source of demand for money arises for speculative motive. So the nation holding money for the speculative purpose notion and was a new and revolutionary Keynes idea. The people hold money for the speculative purpose. For instance, the people expect to decrease the price of bond and shares and increase the rate of interest in the future. To take advantages of this situation, they hold some money in their hand for liquid form or cash form. So while holding the money in the liquid form, they do not get any interest, but they assume that the future interest rate can be offset the present loss of the holding of money. So the gain, getting the gain from the changes in the rate of interest, the bond price, share price, they hold some money. So given the expectation about the changes in the rate of interest in the future, less money will be held under the speculative motive at the higher current rate of interest, and more money will be held at the lower current rate of interest. So more rate of interest, they less holding in their hand, the lower rate of interest, they holding more in their hand according to speculative purpose. They want to capture this fluctuation into the rate of interest and bond and share price. Thus there exists the inverse relation between the money held for speculative purpose and the rate of interest. So rate of interest is high, less holding in a hand, the rate of interest is less, that time holding more. Rate of interest is high, less holding, and rate of interest is less, the more holding. So money held under speculative purpose, the serve it store the value of function. So aggregate demand for money, Keynes explaining his theory. What is the his theory actually says that the total demand for money is represented by the MD, these two variables. We may refer that the part of M held of transaction and precautionary motive. M means the transaction motive and precautionary motive, and M1 and to the part of held the speculative motive is called the M2. So M1 means the transaction and precautionary motive, and M2 means the speculative motive. So M is equal to M1 plus M2 means the total aggregate demand is the sum of the transaction motive, precautionary motive and speculative motive. So according to Keynes, there is the sum of the two, M1 and M2 is equal to M. So M1 is completely interest rate inelastic unless the interest rate is very high, and the amount of held of M, that is the transaction and precautionary motive, means total demand for money is a transaction and precautionary motive is M1, and it is a function of their income. When the income is changed, the M1 means transaction precautionary motive is changed, and M2 is depend upon the rate of interest. M2 means the speculative motive. M1 is also he called the L1, is the function of Y, means depend on our income, and L2 means the speculative motive, which is the depend upon rate of interest. So M2 is or L2 is a function of R, means rate of interest. So since the total demand for money means MD is equal to M1 plus M2, means total demand for money is depend upon the transaction motive, precautionary motive and speculative motive. So aggregate demand for money he stated into the this equation form is that M is equal to M1 plus M2 or L is equal to L1 plus L2. Some of the economics reject this idea of this motive of the Keynesian theory. It has been pointed out that money represents a single asset, not serve once. According to some economics, there may be more than one motive hold it, and the same unit of money serve several motives. So there are also other some motive to hold money in hand, which is not explained by the Keynes, and therefore demand for money cannot be divided in the separate compartment of independent of each others. Whenever we hold some money in our hand, we not given the compartment or the name of the holding of money, this money for transaction purpose, this money of the precaution purpose, this money of speculative purpose. We hold total money in our hand for our various purposes according to this economics. So Keynes explained his liquidity preference with the diagram. So here is the one diagram. We looking here, the x-axis the speculative demand for money, and the x-axis represents the speculative demand for money, and y-axis where the rate of interest. So when the rate of interest is very low, the R double dash, that time the people hold more money in their hand, means M double dash. So when the rate of interest low, the more money hold in their hand, and when the rate of interest is R, means higher, that time they hold less money, means OM only. So it is the inverse relation between the holding money in their hand and the rate of interest. So it is explained with the diagram. So Keynes also given the concept of liquidity trap. The people is find themselves their trap, how much money hold in hand, how much money deposit into the bank, is called the liquidity trap. And this E to LP, this portion is mentioned as the liquidity trap. So here we complete our theory, the Keynesian approach demand for the money. So the cash form of money is called the liquidity, and the liquidity preference idea is coined by James Keynes and explained in his book The General Theory of Employment, Interest and Money in 1936. He explained this functional relation between the quantity of money demand and factor determined of the money demanded. According to Keynes, there are the three motives for the holding money in their hand: is a transaction motive, precautionary motive, and the speculative motive. And the total demand for money he divided in two parts, M1 and M2. M1 means the transaction motive and precautionary motive, and the M2 means the speculative motive. So total demand for money is M1 plus M2 is equal to MD, or also the total demand for money MD is equal to L1 or the L2 according to Keynes. So Keynes explained the liquidity preference theory in his own way. So this is the Keynesian theory, the demand for money for three purposes: transaction purpose, precautionary purpose, and speculative purpose. So for this approach, this theory, you can refer the textbook or reference books, the M.L. Jingle macroeconomic theory, or also use R.G. Rasar, S.P. Adav, Hotekar, Ghula, Business Economics, Sem 4, Prashant Publication, Jalgaon. This book is available in market and your library also. So here we ended the Keynesian approach demand for the money. The what question will be asked in examination in this topic? They explain in detail the Keynesian approach demand for money for 10 marks. So thank you for watching this video. The next time we will be looking next point in next video. Thank you.